what? We are here in the flesh, in person. I can touch him.
That's amazing.
Wow. And you can too for 3 easy payments of $29.95. Welcome to Speak Freely. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Freely, along with Mr. Speak, my friend Kuno. How are you, man?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good, man. I had an amazing dinner, bro. Amazing dinner.
What'd you have for dinner?
I have no idea. Salmon and rice, but it was like the most bomb salmon and rice I've ever had. He made it. I'm fluffing him up. I wonder if the mic picked that. Mike, did you pick that up? We'll find out in post. Yeah. Anyways, guys, wow, it's been a minute. Wow, how do we start this? I guess we'll start with, like, news of the week.
Yeah.
And I think it's only fair, if you don't mind, that I go first.
Please. Please.
Hi, I'm here, because I live here now. And by here, I mean...
on this couch.
Yes, literally, this couch is my only domain. I can't leave it ever. No, I'm in California now, dude. Been living here for a month now.
Has it been a month already?
Yeah, pretty much a month, legitimately. I moved in, like, July 30th. And today, technically, is...
August 30th.
August 30th, so it's been a month now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's why we've been so terrible at posting the last month. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of me, because I moved and settling in.
I mean, it's only fair. You gotta...
I gotta... But yeah, I've been living here for a month. It's been fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's been pretty dope. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, obviously, I've been getting slowly but surely getting more work. Like accommodating, accumulating. What's the word I'm looking for? Assimilating.
I have no idea what you're going for now. Those are a completely different word.
Yeah, I have no idea what I was going through. I've been slowly adjusting. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I've been slowly adjusting to my new lifestyle here. Work and like getting to meet everybody, all my internet friends, trying to reconnect with all my old friends and stuff like that, blah blah blah. So it's been fun, I'm not gonna lie, but also I've kind of missed this. I'm not gonna lie, I've missed this. I've missed us just BSing on camera for all 5 of our viewers.
Shout out to you.
We love you,
dear listener.
dear viewer.
Dear viewer now.
Dear viewer.
Dear viewer.
Dear viewer. Yeah, I've been terrible with the podcast feed. That's all me. I'll admit it. The reason why 1 month to upload a new one, that's kind of partially been on me too. I'll take the blame for it. But we're here. Who cares about the past? We're here now. We're doing this.
Yes.
Dude, so that's been news of the month that matters to me. I live here now. I've been working. I've been meeting all the people that like I've only met online. Just been weird, like actual human beings.
In person, face to face.
Yeah, I know like the usernames actually are real people. Who would have thought that there's real people behind that Twitter account?
They're not just internet trolls?
Some of them are, I'm not gonna lie. Some of them are, but I kinda,
also real life trolls.
Yeah, I kind of love them. Some people don't, but that's a story for another time. Talking about my real life internet friends who are also real life internet trolls. If you're watching this, you should know who you are. If you don't, go to therapy. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, so, yeah, man, that's been it. Just really hustling, getting side gigs, working at new schools here and there. Oh, my God. Let me tell you this. I haven't told him this. I'm gonna share it on the internet. So, I've been looking for more work, right? This legit happened to me on Saturday. So, I work at this one school in Hacienda Heights. Don't dox me. I'm not going to say the name of the school just in case. But I was looking at working at another school in Diamond Bar. And I've been behind the owner. Like, I've been texting them, emailing them, being like... Because originally, when I was back in Texas, I just sent my resume out to everybody, just looking for work, right? And I got a couple of hits, mostly 2. The place I work at now, and this other place I'm about to talk shit about.
Okay.
It's like that. So... I've been behind this lady. She's like, hey, you know, once you're in town, call me. So we'll set up a audition/interview. So I did. We had it like back in the first week of August when I moved in.
This is the piano lady?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you know where it's going. And she was like, yeah, you know, I think you'd be amazing. We could really use a guitar teacher like you. Like, we don't have a guitar program and like we don't have an improvisation class. And then she found out I do like music production for Skybound and all that stuff. She's like, I think you'd be really great. So send me your headshot, send me your bio. I'm gonna start advertising you. Please come.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have headshots?
Yeah, I do. Not professional.
Why? I need to see them.
After.
All right.
After this recording, I'm embarrassed. Because I don't take photos, dude. I'm the worst. I'm the worst at capturing memories. So, but yeah, I took a couple of headshots, sent them to her, sent her my bio. She's like, yeah, I'm going to advertise you. We have our big recital the 20th of August. Please come down. We're going to I'll let you play something to advertise you so you can show. Like, oh, okay, great. I don't hear from her for 4 weeks.
Oh,
that was like
since
back
that
in,
one time.
Since that one time, I swear to you. And I text her literally last Friday. I'm like, so is the recital still a thing? Like, what's going on? And a couple of hours go by, and she goes like, yeah, let me call you later. And she calls me, and she's like, yeah, come. It's still recitals tomorrow. Come by, prepare like a 4 or 5 minute piece. So I prepared "Fly Me to the Moon" on guitar. Right. Originally, when we were talking, I wanted to do what I've done on my Twitch streams. There's my computer set up, and I program a couple of drums, and I play bass, and I program piano. Make it a whole production thing. Because a part of what we were talking about was improvisation combined with production, which is kind of my thing, right?
Right.
But she was just just prepare something for 4 minutes, and I was like, I can't. I'm not gonna bring all my junk down for just 4 minutes. Give me 10, 15, maybe, but 4 minutes, whatever. Solo jazz piece. So I prepared "Fly Me to the Moon." So I go down. I get there at 1:30. Right, the recital, the first one. There's 4 recitals back to back. The first one's supposed to start at 1:45. They don't start till 2:15. So they're running behind half an hour, right? So I don't get to play at the first recital. Now I'm just sitting there, just looking at all these. And by the way, all the kids were amazing. In case you're watching this, the kids were legit fantastic. It's very clearly a piano school. They were all brilliant pianists. So I'm like, oh boy, right? She comes there, she's like, hey, I'm very sorry, we're really running behind. I'm trying to be cool. I get it, stuff happens. I'll be here for another hour. I gotta leave at 3:45. It's like, okay, we'll try to, hopefully you can play. And I'm like, hopefully I can play. Oh God, am I not gonna even get to play?
I know what that means.
So I'm sitting there, 2:30 rolls around. Around 3:15, the second recital is winding down. And she's like, okay, you're going to play this recital. And I was like, okay, great, cool, 5 minute piece. I'm ready to go. And then she's like, oh, but you're playing after this other teacher. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, we have another piano teacher, and you're going to play after him. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever, right? Now I'm thinking, oh, 5 minutes him, 5 minutes me, more than enough, right? This guy, and not to knock him, brilliant pianist, legitimately. He plays a 15-minute violin sonata he transcribed for piano. So it's this really long. It's like Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. It has 5 endings, and it's just this really long 15. It was 15 minutes. I always say it's 20, 25, but it was really a 15-minute piece.
It just felt like 20, 25.
It felt like half an hour. No offense, I know quality music, but I don't give a shit about classical. I really don't. I'm sorry. If that's your thing, whatever. The world move on. So did I. I mean. How many kids right now are learning classical and making millions of dollars? I'm sorry, that's just the truth. It sucks, I know. I'm a punk rock metal kid. I'm not gonna make millions off of that. You know who's making millions? That fucking kid learning EDM in his garage right now. He's gonna make millions of bucks. Anyways, 15-minute piece. He starts at 3:50. It's 3:30, and he's winding down. And she's like, can you just play for a minute, 2 minutes? And I'm just like, okay. So she's like, yeah, you just go up there and play. Just go up there and play as soon as he's done. So I don't even hook up my amp, right? Because she's rushing me. She's like, we gotta leave at 3:30. It's already 3:30. You know what I mean? I just go up there. I'm just like, hi, my name is David B. I'm a jazz musician from Houston. I do music production in LA. Anyways, here's this dumb blues. I'm gonna pull it on my ass.
I hope you said there's some dumb blues for you.
I almost did. No. I mean, I chose one of my favorite blues pieces, Blue Monk by Thelonious Monk. And I'm like, here it is. And I just and I felt rushed, so I played it kind of rushed. It came out okay, you know what I mean? But it wasn't what I prepared and what I was ready to play. It wasn't my plan A. It wasn't my plan B. You know what I'm saying? It was my plan D. Because I was just all right, quick piece. Well, blues is quick. It's just 12 bars. All right, here you go. And I just shredded a little bit, played chords, played the melody, and I was like, thank you. And I just put my guitar up, and she was like, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I just like, I'm walking out. A couple of people were like, dude, you were amazing. Like, you were really good. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. But in my head, I'm like, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like you know, like you know if like you make. I'm sure I don't know if you ever experienced this, but like if you make a dish, and you're like, okay, I know people are gonna like it, but I know I can make it better. You ever had that kind of experience?
Yeah, like the salmon today.
Nah, the salmon's fucking bomb. Look at him, so modest. He's so cute. But you know what I mean? Like you know, like it's good. It's good. It's not terrible, but it's like it could be better.
It's not up to your like.
It's not up to my standards exactly. Yeah. So it was just a sour time. I just left like really pissed off that I waited there for like 2.5 hours
for a 2-minute piece.
For a 2-minute fucking piece. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I was venting to my family. I was like, I've been behind this lady. I've been texting her, email her, and I was like, I did all my part. Oh, and the funny thing was, I forgot to mention, like Friday when she called me, she's like, I completely forgot about you. Is what she said to me.
Wow.
Like, I completely forgot about you. I forgot posting your bio and your headshot, and I was like, wow. So it's like, I'm already going in with like, I'm kind of wasting my time. Like,
yeah.
The whole point of me showing up and playing was like to help advertise that I'm working there now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we have this new program of improvisation, jazz guitar / production. And she didn't even bother to like tell the school about me. Like, everyone saw me there. Like, not even the secretary knew who I was. She's just like,
what are you doing here?
Like, literally, and I'm just like, this is fucking great. I feel so welcomed. So I just left, like, just not even bummed, just like upset that like I wasted my time. Someone wasted my time. I could have literally been doing any other project. You know what I mean? But I took time out to do this for a 2-minute blues piece that she forgot to advertise about. So I was just like, you know what, man, maybe I shouldn't work there. It's like I'm clearly not valued in any sense whatsoever. So I'm just not. Like, if work comes out of it, I don't think work will come out of it. But if work does come out of it, I'm not gonna say no because it's work, sure. Right? But I'm gonna stop actively looking there. Like, I'm done dealing with that. Like, if she can find me work and she's willing to give me work, I'll work there. But as far as me being like, hey, what are we gonna do? Like, no, fuck that. I already know my place there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
So and then, P.S. She texted me today.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, I can look it up, actually. Fuck it. I don't care.
Word for word.
Word for word what she sent me. So, she's like, very sorry, you can see here, very sorry, David, about Saturday. It was a very bad schedule I made. Kept you waiting, ... tear face emoji. And I was asking my roommates, like, I really don't want to respond, but I really shouldn't not respond. And
right.
One of my roommates was like, just say I appreciate the apology and just leave it at that. I was like, that's good. So that's literally what I said. I appreciate the apology.
And she has you on delivered.
Exactly. Cool. So I'm not working at Diamond Bar. So come find me at Hacienda Heights, baby. They love me there. So, all right, that is the news of the week that matters to me. I've rambled on enough. Brian, the mic is yours.
How do I even follow that?
How do you follow up that?
I don't know. You mentioned day of recording, August 30th, which means we are a couple days away.
Oh, that's right.
For Shang-Chi.
That's
I'm
right.
So excited for Shang-Chi. What I want to talk about though is what is the CEO of Disney's name? Bob Chapek, I think.
That's the new guy, right? I was going to say
guy.
Bob Iger, but it's not Bob Iger anymore.
It's a different Bob. I think last week came out with a statement saying how Shang-Chi is going to be the new experiment for Disney.
I saw that. Oh, dude. All right, we're going there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, star of Shang-Chi, Simu Liu.
Simu
came out and says, we are not an experiment. Which I stand behind 100%. I've always been a big fan of Simu Liu, right, from Kim's Convenience.
It was strong words too, like what he posted.
Yeah.
It was like we are the fucking underdog. Like, we are not an experiment.
Yeah.
Like, he was amped up, and I do not blame him. But keep going.
Yeah. Can you take it away?
No. I already talked a lot. They're sick of me. You're sick of me. You want to hear Brian talk about this?
No, but definitely it's. What's the guy from Marvel? Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige, the
Also
guy who
had-
runs everything.
Also had to come out and be like, listen, what he was saying is not totally correct. Right? Because I guess what Bob Chapek was saying is that it's an experiment in terms of like the whole day in day out release thing with like the new whole like
Oh, streaming and
theatrical release. And
But
how
that's not even fair because they've already done that with Black Widow.
Yeah.
And that was a whole debacle with Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson suing
but that's,
Disney.
But that's what Kevin Feige was saying, that Bob Chapek was saying, to kind of save some face a little bit.
Nah, but at the same time, it's also like, it's, I don't know, the way I saw it online, and again, I didn't dive too deep into Kevin Feige's statements. I just was just like, seeing who said it, like, it's kind of fucked up, like, experiment. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way, too.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, but I get where Kevin was going. Like, Kevin's trying to back up his, like, his actors and the Marvel IP, but he's also, like, he's got
a boss.
He's got to play politics, unfortunately, yeah. And, boy, don't we miss Bob Iger already.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. It was, that statement was dumb, dude. That statement was so dumb. The movie, there's no way this movie doesn't make, like, at least
10 million.
More. More. It's being released in China, right? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yes, I believe it is.
So this movie's got to make at least 100 mil. Opening week.
Do you think so? There are places in the world where it's still not.
But if it's opening in China, like that's like the number one market, really.
True.
If we're being honest, like there are a huge population there, and it's a Chinese Marvel superhero. Like, how do you not crush it there?
What is let's see. Black Widow.
Black Widow made like 30 or 60 mil opening weekend, I think.
60 million.
Yeah. It's got to be Black Widow. There's no way it doesn't beat Black Widow. So we're saying 70, 80 mil opening weekend?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'm aiming high. I'm going to say 100.
You're in for 100?
I'm aiming
I
high.
hope so. I really do hope
I have a lot of confidence for this film.
Yeah.
I really think the Asian community is going to come out for it. I legitimately do think that. Not just the Asian community, but minorities in general, I feel like are going to come out for it. And then for sure that Chinese box office is going to come out in droves. They came out for Great Wall, and that was Matt Damon.
The white savior, Matt Damon. Yeah.
Exactly, but they came out for that film, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way them come out. Like, there's something to be said about representation on film, and then representation on film from Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's huge. Like, I'm still waiting for my Latino superhero.
It's coming. Moon Knight's coming.
Moon Knight's coming. But that's going to Disney Plus. It's not even, like,
that's
a movie
true.
release. That being said, I'm so hyped for Moon Knight, dude. Any little like morsel I can get, like they've been posting on Twitter, just like Oscar Isaac just doing like the stunt routines. I'm just like watching it over and over again, salivating at the mouth. Oh God, it's my Moon Knight.
Have you seen the costume release?
Yeah,
it's a leak costume leak.
I saw it. I saw a glimpse of it, and it looks already good. But I can't wait to see like the final like, because obviously they're gonna do stuff to it too and post and all that stuff. But it looked pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh, and I made you read that one run by
Jeff Lemire.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic run. I loved it.
Dude, I have no idea what the storyline, what comic book storyline inspires the series, but
I hope it's that one.
Regardless, it's gonna be dope as fuck, dude. There's no way that show doesn't crush. You know, but yeah, Shang-Chi. You didn't even know it was coming out this weekend.
I did. I thought it was next weekend.
You legit thought it was next weekend.
I was like, oh yeah, I'll be free next weekend. We'll go like on a Friday.
And I was like, dude, it's this weekend. He was like, what?
What? What? My surprise. I get it earlier than I thought.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're doing it.
Yes.
And then we're gonna go watch the movie. You see what I did there? We're live. We'll do it live.
All right.
Any other news?
No,
we can't. YouTube won't allow that.
Yeah.
But OnlyFans. Subscribe to onlyfans.com/.
No.
That's other news of the week that kind of sort of matters. The whole OnlyFans debacle thing.
I have not heard of this.
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
No.
Legitimately? So, like, OnlyFans for a minute was like, we're going to stop allowing adult content on the website. Which, if you know anything about OnlyFans, that's like the primary thing they sell is adult content.
There's not that I know, but yeah.
Don't lie. Anyways, there's this big what to do about, like, the sex workers were getting kicked off, and they were like, "This is gonna be the next Tumblr," and blah 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 blah. And then like a few days ago, OnlyFans came out like, "Haha, just kidding. We're still allowing adult content."
Because they realized.
Because they realized how stupid that first decision was. But yeah, it was a whole big what to do about nothing at the end of the day. But I'm surprised you haven't heard about it, you innocent, sweet boy.
I have not. It's not a part of my feed. I gotta tell you.
It's part of mine. Shout out to my OnlyFans.
Hey.
To all my friends who work on there. I actually know a few.
Nice.
So I'm glad you guys still have work. Anyways, any more news?
Speaking of fans, we are just going to jump into the topic of the episode.
Yeah.
Because we are big fans of movies.
Oh my gosh, and did we watch a bunch in the last 4 weeks?
Yes.
Both together and separately. So, of course, us being together, we do have a lot more stuff planned for the channel. We're going to do a lot more live stuff. But for right now, just to kind of get back into the groove of things, we're just going to do kind of like a regular format of just talking. But eventually, we got some stuff cooking in the back burner. Literally cooking. There's one topic I'm personally excited about that involves, how do I say it without saying it? That involves some art.
Yeah.
That's vague. That's vague enough.
That's so vague.
That's vague enough. We know what it means.
Yes.
But they don't. But it involves art.
Naked body painting.
I didn't want to give it away,
I'm
man.
so sorry.
Son of a bitch.
It's exclusive content on our OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.com/freely speak.
Yes.
But yes, movies. Boy, do we watch a lot. What do we want to start off with? The first one we watched together?
Sure.
All right, Green Knight.
Green Knight. I loved it. I'm gonna go first because
you go first.
I'm
gonna look in the camera.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this movie for 2 years now, right? Because I was excited for it when it was gonna come out last year during the pandemic.
And then COVID.
And then COVID happened. I got pushed a whole year later.
That's right.
So I've been stoked, and I've been kind of following, right? So seeing some footage here and there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailer came out, and it was even more exciting.
That trailer was really, it was a good trailer. It gave enough without giving anything.
Right.
Unless you know the source material.
Which I do. I have read it. I do have a copy of it. Not in Old English or Middle English. It was written in because Middle English is horrible. You can't understand a single thing.
Yeah, it's awful to read, if we're being honest. No offense to our old or Middle English speakers.
If there are any left, sure.
There's probably one.
And
he watches this channel.
What is this hashtag Middle English? Click. Oh, speak freely.
Dost thou not liketh the way I speaketh?
Yes.
Accurseth. I don't know how to talk. I'm sorry.
But yes, beautiful, beautiful movie. Colors, the lighting, the shots, the staging, all of it, fantastic. The scenery in Ireland, right? All the landscapes, it feels really grand.
Yeah, the camera work was great. The editing was amazing. The score, everything about it, the practical effects, the way the Green Knight looked, I thought was spectacular.
Which is crazy considering it's an indie budget.
Yeah.
It looked more expensive than it actually was.
I mean, all the actors they had in it too, I'm so terrible because I forget their names, but I know them from movies I've seen.
Right, like Dev Patel was in it.
That one lady who was in The Witch, which you haven't seen yet. And that one guy who was in Mission Impossible. His name I forget, but he was King Arthur. That's all I remember.
The one girl from Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yeah. We're sorry. We're terrible. This is why we don't.
We're big fans, but we're
big
sorry.
fans, but this is why we don't play in any trivia leagues. Yes. So, but yeah, the movie was good.
I give it 2 thumbs up. What'd you think, David?
Oh god. Alright, this is the last time I'm talking about this. Okay, so when we watched the film, the only thing I could talk about. And spoilers for the film, alright? Spoilers. We gave a vague... Well, he really gave a vague...
Super vague.
Super vague. And spoilers for all the films moving forward. Obviously, we're going to spoil the shit out of these films.
Let me talk about the themes of this... No, I'm just kidding.
But you should, because that really made me appreciate the film more, because you know the background already.
Mm-hmm.
So talking to you about, like, what each kind of, like,
Each
test
quest.
he goes through, each quest he goes through represents, and I was like, that's really cool. The one fucking gripe I have, and I couldn't stop talking about it, just because it threw me out of the film. And cover your ears, young children, was the cum shot.
Yeah.
That cum shot.
The literal cum shot.
It's a literal. It's a literal cum shot. I'm not saying like metaphorically. No, there's a scene where I guess he's being jerked off. I guess.
Yeah.
Is that he's getting a handy, and then he you know, bleh from the handy, and then the lady gives him like a belt or whatever. And he grabs it, and there's a close-up shot of his hand grabbing the belt, and it's cum, and there's a sound, and it goes... And it was the most goofy, gratuitous thing.
No place in this movie.
It had no place in the movie. And before anyone's like, you're such a fucking prude, and like, dude, I've watched Shame, I watched Nymphomaniac, I watched Antichrist. I went into those films...
Humble brag.
I went into those... This is not a humble brag. I went into those films knowing, like, there's going to be gratuitous sexual content in it. And I'm like, okay, because that's what the film calls for. The whole time we're in this film, even in the beginning when he's like, what seems to be a brothel, there's no nudity in the actual brothel. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
There's nothing to prepare you...
A very classy brothel.
Yeah. It was somehow in the Middle Ages. And it's just... There's nothing... gratuitous in the film. Even the violence isn't gratuitous. Like, everything feels so polished and so pristine and so specifically detailed, from the camera work.
Very intentional.
Very intentional, right? Which makes this scene even more just like ugh, because it was obviously intentional. But nothing about anything the film portrays prepares you for that shot. And I was literally, I literally went ugh, and I started laughing. Because it's so ridiculous. It's just so out of left field from, like, what the film portrayed about, like, you know, being a knight and being chivalrous and being all this stuff. And then...
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense. Like, I don't know. There's probably somebody out there, and if you want to disagree with me, please leave it in the comment section below. But
Actually,
make it make sense.
If you can make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Please,
legitimately.
Please reach out.
We weren't, like mentioning those earlier films, we weren't watching Shame. We weren't watching Nymphomaniac, which is a story about two people clearly dealing with sexual addiction. So I expect gross sexual things to happen. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's what the fucking film's about. This is a movie about a guy finding his inner knight. Like, becoming an actual gentleman and knight. You know what I'm saying? And, like, the whole movie, everything leading up to that one specific scene is all about him not living up to him being a knight. Right? It's literally it. He fails every quest, essentially, until the very last one, the most meaningful one. And, like, I don't know, man. It just took me out of the movie, and I don't know. There could be an argument to be made where it's like, well, it was because, and you said it too, it's because an knight is honorable and a knight is faithful, and there's clearly an established relationship the knight has that he clearly kind of sort of cheats on, which, again, okay, but why show him with his hand in the cum shot? Like, why show it? And then, not just show it, but add that goofy ass... It's stupid, I'm sorry! And I really want to love the film, but that scene, that particular shot...
That 3-second shot.
It's just... It's such a... It's like pristine underwear, right? Pristine tidy whities.
Yeah. And
it's just skid mark.
This little tiny skid mark, yeah.
Are you gonna wear the underwear? Fuck no. Don't lie. You're gonna wash it. Don't you fucking lie to me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just rambling. Probably. I'm sorry. Like, I really want to love the film, legitimately. Mm-hmm. If they just didn't put that scene in, and it just feels gratuitous. Like, it feels gratuitous to be gratuitous. It has no purpose in the film for me personally. If they wouldn't have If they just would have left it to like he got his jollies and that's it, they don't show the cum shot. Because I don't even mind the whole like she comes into his bedroom. She's like, "Why don't you come to my chamber?" And then they like start jerking each other off, whatever. I don't mind that either because that serves the purpose of like he's not being faithful. He's literally failing a request. If they just wouldn't have shown the cum shot, literally a perfect film for me personally. Just because again, to me, everything the film sets up from its themes to the cinematography to the color coordination, everything about it,
pretty epic.
It's pretty epic and grandiose, and it's very like pristine and like again, it's all about being chivalrous and like a gentleman in a knight. What's chivalrous and like I don't know. Anyways,
so
I don't want to talk about it after this. Legitimately, put this in the video. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it gets me really fucking riled up because I don't get it. And someone's gonna be like, it's because David's a fucking prude, or it's not even that. Like, it's just in the film, to me, it has zero place in the film. It makes no sense, and it takes me out of it. It took me a minute to kind of like get back into it. Like, literally everything after he leaves the castle and he runs into what's his face in the forest. Like, I couldn't even comprehend that because I was like, the fucking cum shot. Like, why? You know what?
Yeah. I know I can move past it. I can kind of sort of ignore it and like enjoy the rest of the film for what it is, but I can see how that is like it just sticks out.
It's so distracting.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm so pissed off about it, but I just am. I'm sorry.
I will buy this on Blu-ray.
And
well, if they come with a no cum cut, would you buy it?
Yeah.
There you go.
But it's not. If it come out like a director's cut, there's gonna be like 3 cum shots in it. Maybe then it'll make sense.
Right.
But
it's just repeated throughout the film.
Yeah, when the film establishes there's gonna be bodily fluids. Get ready. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So, what's your final score for this coming of age story?
I hate you for that one. Fuck damn it.
All right, pick the next movie, David.
No, I gotta score this one.
All right.
Give me a minute. Edit this up. Don't edit anything. Damn it. It really comes down to how upsetting is that cum shot.
Those 3 seconds.
I think I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5?
Yeah, that cum shot's really upsetting. Legitimately, no joke. If that cum shot wasn't in the movie, 4.5. Easy.
Right.
But it's just, I'm sorry, that cum shot just really upset. I'm sorry, I keep banging the desk, but I was legit upset.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 9.
That actually makes sense. Alright, what's the next film?
You pick. Space Jam 2, A New Legacy.
Oh, yeah, why not? Okay. You know what? I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it?
I did not hate it. I actually found it mildly entertaining. I'm not kidding. Now, that being said, LeBron James, terrible leading man. If those are his actual kids in the film, which I don't know.
They're not.
Okay, cool. They weren't that great either, regardless.
Not his kids.
Don
not
Cheadle,
his wife.
This is the most fun I've seen Don Cheadle have next to Marvel films.
Don Cheadle goes for it.
He's hamming it up, but he's doing it deliciously. It's the best kind of cheese. It's like Gouda. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really fancy-ass cheese. It's really good. I mean, like, I've always been a Looney Tunes kid. Like, I loved those cartoons growing up.
Right.
So, like, the gags and stuff, they got a couple of chuckles out of me. I'm not going to lie. So, and, like, the movie references because of the Warner Brothers, like, archive or whatever that they're fighting in and stuff. Like, I enjoyed it. I thought, is it a great film? No. It's definitely, in my opinion, better than Tom and Jerry. And I kind of mildly like Tom and Jerry, too, so.
Yeah. Hated it.
I know you did.
It's disgusting. It's not that bad.
It's not for you.
Well, 'cause I grew up on Looney Tunes, too. I loved Looney Tunes. The first Space Jam has a ton of Looney Tunes stuff. It's wacky, and I guess you can say the theme of A New Legacy is like LeBron James doesn't let anybody else be who they want to be. He's just so fucking
LeBron,
selfish.
LeBron James is a gatekeeper.
He really is.
He kind of is, yeah.
But yeah, there's not enough Looney Tunes in it for me.
That's a fair assumption. That's fair.
Yeah, even the basketball game, like, it made no sense. There are literally no rules. Like, I don't care if it's gonna be like a different kind of game, but there are literally no rules established. Like, anything can happen.
I don't think that's true. I think some of the rules are established, like the whole posing points and all that stuff. Like, you get points based on like how cool the shot is, trick shots and all that stuff. Like the whole like certain like jumping pads. They established that early in the actual game. They do. Whether you catch on, I don't know, but they do.
I mean,
it takes a while for like LeBron and the Tunes
to understand it. Sure.
Yeah, it's specifically LeBron. The Tunes get it because they're wacky,
yeah.
But it's like they're playing by LeBron's rules, and the whole theme of it is like it's LeBron's world, and LeBron has to realize like no, it's everyone's world. Like everyone needs to be their own individual. So very lovely story.
So LeBron is not the center of the universe, is what you're saying?
No, he still kind of is, but but essentially, yeah. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with the rules. I don't really have a problem with anything. It's just it's clearly a film that's like, I guess that's a fair assumption about there's not that much Looney Tunes. I would agree. And this film's longer than the original '96 version.
Jeez, by so much more.
And it's because it's clearly like heavily expositioning like LeBron's family and like specifically the character of LeBron James in the film of like how much of a dick father he is. But I don't know, man. Once the tunes kick in, I had a good time. Not gonna lie. I was like, oh, this is fun. Would I watch it again? Probably not, if I'm being honest. But I didn't hate it. I hated watching '96. It's '96, right? '94, '96. The original Space Jam. Like when I watched that recently as an adult, that felt like a chore. That one to me did feel like fuck. Yeah, legitimately.
Oh wow.
I don't know why. How are we friends after this?
I don't.
Welcome to the last episode. That's why we're friends. I don't know, but I didn't. That first one, I legitimately like. Oh God, you know what I mean? But the second one, I was like, maybe it was just I was in a good mood too. Maybe.
Possibly.
So I was in the mood for like a cheesy family film.
That's fair. Because the first one, it shows Michael Jordan and his flaws. Right?
Yeah.
Like they don't talk about his gambling, but they show like he's he's not a perfect person.
Yeah.
And they don't shy away from that. And they basically the whole thing is leave baseball, come do basketball because that's what you're good at. You accept you for who you are, kind of thing.
Yeah. This has a similar theme.
No, I don't.
It has the whole theme of like accept you for who you are. But like he has to accept it, that his son's not going to be the basketball player that he wants his son to be. His son's going to be something else.
Yeah, but it's so pro LeBron. Like it's not. I don't know.
You don't feel like LeBron gets. I don't know, man. LeBron was kind of the villain of the film, in my opinion.
I would say so.
He was very clearly set up as like.
But
more so than Don Cheadle, he was like
boring villain.
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. You're allowed your opinion. I'm not disagreeing.
It logically doesn't make sense why they're playing this game in the first place. Like in the first Space Jam, right? We want the Looney Tunes as an attraction for our theme park. How can we do this? We're going to play you in a basketball game.
If you lose, you're going to be in our zoo, essentially. Yeah.
And so there's like a reason to play this basketball game. In A New Legacy, why are they playing a basketball game? I don't understand why they're playing a basketball game.
So essentially, instead of the Looney Tunes being in a zoo, it's LeBron James himself.
Being in a he already said no.
Yeah, and then Don Cheadle's character, the algae rhythm, basically warps them into the servers, and he's like, "We'll play a game. If I win, you're here, and we make 1,000 shitty movies for the rest of eternity. If you win, you get to go home with your son."
But why is he going to delete everybody? I don't understand that.
That's fair. That doesn't make sense.
Who's going to watch the shitty LeBron movies if he deletes them all?
If he deletes all the humans that logged in to watch the shitty basketball game to begin with. Yeah, that part, I think this is just me assuming, right? I think the writers assume that you would assume that he's just like off his rocker now. Like he's just going insane with power. Which, to be fair, the movie doesn't really establish that. It kind of does, but you kind of have to read into it. Which, you know, I mean, most art you kind of have to read into it, if we're being honest. Because at the very end, he is losing his shit by the end of it, and he's clearly cheating when he lets like the robot that's like amazing at everything come in and like.
Yeah.
So it's to me it was like, oh, he's losing it because he knows he's losing, so he's kind of losing his shit. He's having a temper tantrum.
Whatever.
You hated it, so what would you rate Space Jam: New Legacy?
Honestly, a 3 out of 10.
Wow. I was low-key expecting you to go 1 out of 5, so a 2 out of 10. 3 out of 10?
I think a 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah. I wouldn't give it that low.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I think I would give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Legitimately. Is it a movie that's like, for me, and I'm going to enjoy repeatedly? No. But it's like, if you put it on for like a kid or whatever, like the first half hour might be like, but that next hour and a half, they're going to lose their shit. Because just... And there's some stuff for the adults there, like obviously It the Clown was in the movie, and like Iron Giant. Taz had a couple of good like jokes in there.
The villains from
Piggy
like,
Smalls.
Orange.
Yeah, why not?
The one who reminded me of Piggy Smalls.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I have no qualms with any of it. All right, quick reset. Quick reset. Cause my hair is all fucked up. You're gonna leave this in the edit, aren't you?
No.
You asshole! You left it in the edit. Alright. This is what happens when you just come straight from working 5 hours on a chair, teaching kids music. Alright. What movie are we reviewing now? Oh wait, I'll choose one now. You chose the first two. Suicide Squad.
The Suicide
Squad. I'll go first this time.
Okay. I hated it.
Fucking loved it. You son of a bitch. No, I legit really love this film. Yeah. I've already seen it like 3 times.
Oh, wow.
Legitimately. I saw it opening night in IMAX in City Walk. And then I watched it again by myself in my house.
On HBO Max.
On HBO Max. And then I went to go visit some friends up in Sacramento, and then I watched it again with them because they hadn't seen it yet. And all 3 times, I still thoroughly enjoyed that film. I still cracked up at, like, the jokes. The movie, even though the movie's, like, lengthy, I don't feel its length. Like, it flows so well into, like, one scene after the other, and the acts flow very flawlessly for me. And I just love the way James Gunn, like, he does a way where it's very clearly his film, but it's very clearly him doing a comic book film. And he does the thing that I love when people take on comic book films, where they're not afraid to do, like, splash pages, but on the big screen. It's like the whole, like, cheesy, like, the squad walking, there's an American flag in the opening and all that stuff, and then, like...
I really love that scene.
And then when, like, again, spoilers, the real Suicide Squad that we're going to be following comes out of the ocean, and they're all, like, there standing, and then the Suicide Squad in the background. And then his titles and transition in the movies, too, I thought were brilliant. That was very comic booky for me as well.
Built into the scene,
Yeah, built into the environment, stuff like that. The violence was, like... It was perfectly cheesy and gratuitous and gross, and I kind of loved it for that. Like, it goes hard, which was fun. And then also, too, for some people, they don't think, like, the emotional beats are earned. I think they are, because we spend so much time with the characters and get enough backstory with plenty of them. Even the ones that don't have backstory in the film, like, for example, Harley Quinn, like, she doesn't really have backstory in the film, but we've already spent how many films with her already? You should be familiar with her already.
That's what I like. James Gunn's, like, assuming you already know her
You already know who Harley Quinn is, and you know her arc in the movies. Hence why in the movie, again, spoiler, she has a love interest, which you're like, we're thinking about it and we're laughing at it. That's what I'm saying. Like the movie, I've seen it 3 times, and like I still get a chuckle out of the fact that, like, she's like, she shoots her lover, right? Like, kills him. She's like, next time I saw a red flag, I would do the perfectly healthy thing and murder him. Like, oh my god, but it's like so perfect for that character.
It's growth.
Yeah, it's
But
growth, but it's not. And it's just little things like that too, like the whole scene where they're all the Suicide Squad's in the camp and they're offing off the time we don't know them, the rebels.
Yeah.
And then they go to the hut and they're like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm drinking tea." And it's like, "Why didn't my people alert me of your arrival?" "We didn't see any people." And then Polka Dot Man, "I imagined them they were my mother and I killed them." It's just like the beats to me like consistently work. I still chuckle at them.
It's perfect timing.
It's perfect timing. It's like legit perfect comedic timing. The movie flows. I love the whole thing where like James Gunn will like have cliffhangers in the middle of the film, which is very comic booky also, is right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the comic book, you'll get like 5 issues for a storyline, and it's like this movie is 5 issues, right? And we get those like cliffhangers of like, for example, the big one I keep thinking about is when Peacemaker's about to shoot Ratmaker 2, and it flows back like 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And that clearly reminds me of like when you're reading like issue 4 and it leaves on that cliffhanger, and then the next issue, the issue starts like
8 minutes before.
Yeah, like it's just very comic booky to me, which I really love. And like obviously James Gunn knows how to choose like a soundtrack. The music's fucking fun.
Yeah.
The cinematography, the actors are hilarious and great in it. Like the graphics are great. It's
really good casting.
Amazing casting, legitimately.
Yeah.
The audacity to do Starro the Conqueror as the big bad at the end, and even then it's not like a typical like 3rd act comic book movie. You know what I mean? Like
the big CGI fights.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
it's not even. It's
like in Wonder Woman. My biggest issue is the final fight scene.
Yeah.
With her and
yeah.
Ares, right? Yeah.
And you can kind of argue like that's what it is. It's Starro. But it's different. It's unique and like. It's not just this big CGI mess. Like it's you can very clearly see what the squad's doing, what Star Wars is doing, you know, and just the way they resolve it, I think, is really great, and it makes sense for the character growth, and we get like complete art, especially like Ratmaker's arc, Ratmaker 2, sorry, Ratcatcher 2. I'm sorry, Ratcatcher 2's arc is complete by the end of that. Bloodsport's arc is complete by the end of it. Polka Dots, his is complete too.
Yeah.
Before his ultimate demise, it's completed. Even to some extent, Shark King's arc is a little bit completed, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like it's just a nice
standalone
film that clearly leaves room for a sequel. But if we don't get no sequel, the movie itself stands on its own. You don't need anything to supplement it.
Yeah.
It's like almost, to me, legitimately, it's almost a damn near perfect comic book film. Now you can go.
So I hated it. And I agree with everything you just said. It is. I've seen it 1.5 times. Second time I was watching it, I had to get up and cook dinner, and I just haven't gone back to it. But yeah, even the second time through, like I knew what was coming, and yet it was still fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you know exactly what kind of film you're getting from the beginning.
Yeah.
Just the ball hitting the bird. You're like, oh. Okay, this is what we're getting. Cool. And then it just keeps going further and further. Like, oh no, this is what we're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That opening sequence, dude, it's James Gunn really letting you know, like, this is the Suicide Squad, as it's nothing like that first Suicide Squad film.
Yeah.
This is very much
hard R.
And it's very much like Warner Brothers told James Gunn, do a Suicide Squad movie, and that's the only note they gave him. It's very clearly his unique perspective and his unique take on that specific IP. And that's what I think I really love about it too, because I like James Gunn.
I do too.
So of course I'm gonna love this film.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't feel like other films that he's made. You know what I mean? Like it's clearly not Guardians of the Galaxy. You can see how maybe that film inspired how he was gonna do this.
Because of the team aspect.
Because of the team aspect.
And he balances every character really well.
But in terms of like the themes and like the cinematography of it, the look of it, it's nothing like
different.
Guardians. It's super different. So, and for him to do like what on paper were like, oh, they're very similar films and doing completely different, I think is the work of a true craftsman, legitimately. So
yeah,
I'm gushing over the film.
I will say, James Gunn doing the comic book hero teams
Mm-hmm.
is a place where I want him to stay.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. I know we want that, but at the same time we don't, because eventually it'll get stagnant.
I don't know. I feel like if he did like Teen Titans,
that would be fun.
That would be fun.
That actually would.
Right?
Damn it, Warner Brothers, make it happen. Teen Titans with James Gunn.
Yes.
So, what do you rate the film? Or any final thoughts on the Suicide Squad?
No, I'm just gonna echo everything you just said. It's a damn near perfect film. It's fun.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't feel that runtime either. I've watched it 3 times. All 3 times I'm like, fuck, this film's good.
Yeah. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I would give it a 9 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, I fucking love this film. Like, legitimately. I'm buying this one in 4K, special edition, all the collections, whatever you sell me, I'm going to be a shill and buy it.
We need to figure out an actual grading stick so we go back and forth.
We kind of have it. I'm the 10, you're the 5. Because in real life, you're the 10, and I'm the 5.
No.
Alright, I feel like we're missing one film. Do we have another one to review?
Maybe we do, but I don't know.
I don't remember. This is what happens when we take a whole month off.
Yeah. We talked about it too. We have 4 films to talk about.
Fucking hell, what did we watch? What did we watch? Oh, Free Guy!
Free Guy.
That's the last one we watched.
That is the last one we watched together.
Alright, I'll let you go first for this one. I can't believe we forgot it.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Free Guy is so fun. It's for being. I will say one thing though before I talk about the film.
Mm-hmm.
For a film that is supposed to be like a new story, right? It doesn't really have any IP attached to it. It felt very IP to me.
That's interesting.
Because
wait, elaborate. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I don't know. It felt very. Aside from those like little cameos, right towards the end, it just felt like it should have been like after the film. I looked it up. Is this based on a book? Because it feels like it should have been based on like
something.
I
get it.
Whether it was like
a novel
or something, or even a comic book, or
an
actual video game. But that aside, I loved it. It was fun. It was Ryan Reynolds really being Ryan Reynolds. I love it. But
it's like, I agree with that sentiment, but this feels like the new phase of like the quote unquote older Ryan Reynolds. This wasn't like Van Wilder.
No, not
Ryan
at all.
Reynolds. This was really clearly like Ryan Reynolds, like post what's that movie he did with some people? Post the Proposal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's very clearly him no longer doing like raunchy comedies. He still does comedies.
Yeah.
But it's like he's also done like serious actor work and like in an action film.
Buried Alive.
Yeah, which I fucking love that film.
Yeah.
Legitimately, it's so good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's him in a box the whole movie. That seems really dumb. It's not. Go watch it.
It's so much tension.
It's oh my god.
Loved it.
The way we're gonna talk about Burial now. The way they make tension in that film, and it's just him in that box the whole time. Mm-hmm. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a legit brilliant film. Legitimately. Anyways, but yeah, Free Guy was fun. Like I liked it was a video game movie without being based on a video game, but it had like those video game tropes in it, which I really liked. Taika Waititi I thought was hilarious in it as like the asshole douchebag CEO of a game company. He was very clear like a Twitch troll character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was also Twitch streamers are in the film. I recognized like 2 of them.
Nice. I don't know.
I think your lady recognized 2 of them too,
yeah,
or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like I knew 2 of them. I mean, congratulations to you too. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds was great in it. The kid from Stranger Things, I always forget his name. God bless him, he was great in it too. It was just
that is him.
Yeah, from Stranger Things.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now I see it.
Yeah. The cameos are hilarious. Channing Tatum in it. I don't want to give away the big one near the end. That one's hilarious.
That was my favorite.
I won't spoil that if you haven't watched that movie yet. That one's easily the best cameo.
Yeah.
Hilarious cameo. And also a unique boy ends up with girl without it actually being the boy ends up with the girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like
that was the one thing where I was like, I couldn't figure out, like, how are they gonna get away with like, this love story? Like, what are they gonna do to get out of it?
And I think the way they do it through his character, through Ryan Reynolds' character, I thought was really brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought, like, that's a nice twist. It's not even like a, ooh, what a twist, but it's like a really sweet rom-com kind of way to, like, end the film, you know what I mean? Which I thought was, like, it's...
I'm a sucker for rom-coms, so I love it.
Me too, dude.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, so, like...
Stay tuned for Rom-Com Fridays.
Yeah. Well, we might do our best rom-coms eventually. Eventually, we will. We got time, hopefully. Unless one of us dies. Nose goes.
Nose goes.
No, but, like... Yeah, what else can we really say about it? It's a fun film. It's delightful. Ryan Reynolds is great in it. The comedy's funny. Like, if you're a video game nerd, obviously you're gonna enjoy a lot of, like, the gamey tropes and, like, jokes they make on it. If you're, like, a Twitch fan, there's a lot of jokes in that, too. There's nothing really...
I don't want them to make a second one.
That's weird, because it's already officially announced they're gonna make a sequel.
I know, but I don't want it.
But it's like how they're gonna do it. Because everything's resolved at the end.
Yeah, it's perfect the way it is. I think it needs to be its own thing. I don't want a second one.
We'll see. We'll see. I feel like Ryan Reynolds wouldn't do a second one, and it's not good, though. Because he's very precious about his IPs, and I feel like he would be precious about Free Guys the same way he's precious about Deadpool.
Because he's learned his lesson.
Because he's learned his lesson with Green Lantern. Which, that hurts, because I really thought he was a great Hal Jordan, but that movie is such a disservice to everything around him.
It's not great.
That movie?
Yeah.
Not even Ryan Reynolds is Hal Jordan? I thought he made a good Hal Jordan.
He was...
That script was awful, though.
He did the best he could with
the material.
Yeah, sure.
But when they say, like, Ryan Reynolds is Hal Jordan, I was like, I'm down with that.
I could see it.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
That's Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but the movie's not Green Lantern, unfortunately.
And CGI suit's not the thing.
No. I mean, I get what they were trying to do. It didn't work. Hey, kudos for trying. But also, like, we're on this topic now. Green Lantern's hard. Like,
you know, I'm not a fan of Green Lantern.
Green Lantern is a hard... I understand. I love Green Lantern. It's hard. It's like a hard IP. Like, it's super science fiction-y. Like out there science fiction. Like, it's kind of grandiose in, like, a really, like, cheesy science fiction-y way. And, like, how do you... Like, I don't think the property of Green Lantern fits for movies.
It's gotta be a TV show.
I honestly believe that. There's certain superheroes where it's like, yeah, you can clearly make that into a movie, but Green Lantern is just, there's so much lore and stuff like that. Yeah, like, there's no way you can fit that into one film.
You need to really take your time and build it out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why ultimately that film works. It tries to set up the lore.
The only film I think they can pull out of Green Lantern lore is Blackest Night.
Yeah. If they went, like, hard art horror movie with Green Lantern, that could probably work. I think that would sell.
I would watch Blackest Night.
Yeah. And I think Warner Brothers lately, I heard Suicide Squad didn't do that great.
Didn't,
but
unfortunately.
But, you know...
Critical score is fantastic. Box office, not so much.
But also, too, it's a weird time with COVID and stuff like that. Supposedly, it was the number one watched film on their streaming network.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows what that equates to in dollars, because the whole streaming thing is weird. But, I think Warner Bros. Is getting more ballsy with their superheroes because they kind of have to. They can't be Marvel. I think they realize that they can't be Marvel. They got to be something else, which I'm all for.
Me too.
But, anyways, yeah, Free Guy. What would you rate it? Or anything else you want to say about it?
No, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Go watch it. It's a delightful film.
Yeah,
yeah, go for it.
6 out of 7.
Why? All right. I'm going to give it a 3.98 out of a 4.785.
Beautiful.
All right, can we give real scores now?
Yeah, okay. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
4 out of 5.
I would agree with that. 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5. I would agree with that. It's a good film. It's not, like, a great film.
But it's something I would watch again.
I would watch it again. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, yeah.
It's very rewatchable.
Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this movie roundup. this hours-long podcast / YouTube show. Brian,
Yes. David.
where can the people find you? Specifically, your address. Tell them.
At 15 no.
At 555 5th Road, 5th Avenue.
The 5th apartment on the 5th floor.
Yeah, on the 5th corner of 5th Street.
The 5th corner.
I don't know what I'm saying. In the 5th District, in 5 Town. Where can they find you online?
On Instagram at Kuno_stars.
Yes, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram at DavidBMusic21. Obviously, you know, I write music. Go listen to it. David B Music, anywhere you stream music. Spotify, Apple Music, Napster. I'm on Napster. No one believes it, but I am. Go check that shit out. And, dude, we're live.
In person.
In the flesh. In living color.
Yeah.
That's an old 80s.
I love that show.
Yeah. All right. Moment of truth.
Oh, can we do it?
3, 2, 1, clap.
All right.
I swear to God, if you botch this on purpose.
I'm not
All right.
on purpose.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh!